Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today we want to share some really good news. Today we will talk about the so-called minor cases of Italian citizenship by descent, which is a really trending argument right now, starting from last year actually. What we want to do with you is to share some minor case that we won in a really particular way. This is Marco Bersani as always from the Bersani Law Office from Italy, and do not lose even more time. Let's start. We are always happy to make new videos about the minor cases, especially when you have a won minor case, because today, as you maybe heard and you maybe know, it's really hard. I mean, it's really hard to fight right now the minor cases because there are courts that are approving the minor cases, other courts who are denying the minor cases, so those cases are now currently on appeal. So today it's a really open fight for the so-called minor cases. Some cases that in the past were so common case, standard case, and all those cases were approved. But right now, starting from last year, everything is starting to change. Right now it's more challenging to fight an Italian citizenship by descent case, especially if you have this so-called minor case. So today we want to share with you some really fresh update, a really fresh case, because this case, the decision from the court arrived on mid-January 2025. So as you understand, it's a really fresh case. And this case was won. We want to talk about it because it's not just important to share the fact that the minor case was won and the minor cases are still won right now, but it's important to understand because there's a really particular situation in this case. So we want to share this information because if you face the same case, if you fall in the same situation, well, your case, you have, we can say, good chance that your case, the minor case, can be fought and won. So what happened in this case? So we had John. John went to another country, and here in the other country had the daughter Mary. Okay, so what happened? Mary married, and when Mary was married, Mary was 18 years old. She was a minor. You know that before 1975, in Italy, the adult age was 21 years old. So we consider, when we talk about the minor case, when we consider the minor up to 21 years old. So Mary, the child of the Italian ancestor, was a minor. She married and she was a minor. And what happened? After the marriage, the Italian ancestor, after a couple of years, naturalized in this another country. So lose an Italian citizenship for this other citizenship. So why the case is so important? Well, we went to the case and we said, well, actually, beside the fact that Mary was born from an Italian father, because when Mary was born, John was still an Italian citizen, of course, beside the fact there's a minor case, but technically speaking, Mary got the right of Italian citizenship by descent at the moment of her birth, of course, and we know this is the common rule. But what is really important is what happened to Mary, the marriage of Mary. Because the old Italian legislation said that when you have, according to the new minor case interpretation, when the Italian ancestor naturalized and the child was still a minor and living together with the father or the mother who naturalized, well, the naturalization affects the minor. In this case, Mary was already married. And what does it mean? It means that Mary was emancipated. Mary was not anymore living with the father. Mary was not under the father jurisdiction, the parental power, the parental jurisdiction of the father. So basically, Mary was a separate person than her father. So why is so important? Because the old legislation, which is the legislation was recalled for the minor cases with the new interpretation of the minor cases, says that the minor case mechanism apply, but if the minor is not emancipated. So what happens if the minor is emancipated, like in this case? Well, the fact that the Italian ancestor naturalized when the child was still a minor is not relevant. It doesn't provide any effect. So the judge says exactly this in the statement in the in the decision, the judge says, so here the most important thing is to focus on if and what consequences there's about the marriage of Mary. And the judge says Mary was, as shown by the lawyers, shown by all the documentation, Mary was already married when the father, the Italian ancestor, naturalized, and so the naturalization of the father has no effect on Mary. And so it's important because it means that Mary kept her Italian citizenship that she got by birth at the moment of the birth. As you can understand, this is a really, really good thing and a huge thing, because with this precedent we can set a new way to find the minor case and to set a really important milestone, a keystone about fighting the so-called minor case. So if you have a minor case right now, besides fighting the minor cases, of course, with all the other legal bases, but if you have, so today, go to check after watching the video, go to check your document. If you discover that the son of the daughter of the Italian ancestor was already married when the Italian ancestor naturalized in another country, well, you may have a really good case to fight. We can fight your minor cases thanks to the fact that we have now a legal precedent, a fresh legal precedent that you can use now to fight more efficiently the minor cases. Of course, if you have other questions, something you want to ask, you can always leave some comments below under this YouTube channel. I mean, the team is always happy to provide you some really quick answer. Of course, we cannot provide consultation here on social medias, on YouTube or whatever on social medias. If you need a consultation, so if you want us to analyze your case, to examine your case, we need to set up a consultation call, so a face-to-face consultation call where we deeply talk about you, about your case, about your documents. So that's really important. Of course, if you have some random questions, something you want to ask, okay, there's no absolutely problem for sharing also your comments, what you think. It's very important if you want to share with us what you think. If you have this minor case, if you fall under this circumstance, let us know under the comments, write to us if you have this type of case so we can better talk about it. Thank you so much for your time and see you on the next videos. Fall under this circumstance, let us know under the comments, write to us if you have this type of case so we can better talk about it. Thank you so much for your time and see you on the next videos.